Well, I think we need to continue to work on defense. I think last year was probably the first year in a long time we were not a good defensive team, and it's going to be important for us to be better defensively. We've been fortunate because we've had a trip to go overseas. We've had the practices that come along with that. And I think there's been improvement. I think there are a lot of good things, a lot of positive signs, great additions. But I think we're going to have to be good defensively and certainly improve from last year. For sure. And the rules are so different now. It used to be the first day of practice was just highly anticipated, very anxious, a chance to finally work with your guys. With the European trip, with being able to work with the guys so much in the summer and fall, I don't want to say it's just another day, but it's certainly not as hyped up as the old first day of practice. I remember I said Richmond was a dream job, and I think people thought that was kind of just something to say on the press conference. But I would not have expected that, and I see it more in the relationships that I've built with with you guys, with Bob, with Jim Miller, with Keith Gill, the people across campus. I kind of see it more along those lines and the players we've had than the specific years. So I would not have been able to say that, and I know how fortunate I am to be here. Well, I think, ideal would be that every single guy can play, but I think it did give us a good idea. I think we'll be at least 9 deep. I think that there's a chance that we could go 10, but I think, as your comfort level with substituting and how things come and go. So I like our depth. I like the versatility. The freshmen are versatile, as well as obviously TJ, Julius, Marshall. So I think our freshmen are very versatile. So that enables you to play different lineups and not have guys pigeonholed into one particular, part of the puzzle. They can play multiple positions. They can play together. I think that helps us.
I think just our attitude. I don't think me, TJ, Marshall, the seniors, especially we won't go out how we went out last year, 16-16. We demand higher of ourselves and greater of ourselves. I think the school deserves greater. We have a good amount of older guys, so that helps make the transition smoother. Me, TJ, Marshall, we've been here for a while. Quan is really a junior, but he's a sophomore, so he's been here for a little minute now. So we have an interesting group of guys that can really help the freshmen come along. The freshmen are going to be really big for us this year, so we have to guide them in the right way and show them how we play basketball here at Richmond. They're really good. I knew a couple of guys since before I left Richmond the first time in high school, so I already knew what they could really bring to the program. Grant's been terrific. Nick's shooting ability is off the charts. Buck is just a good all-around player. He's big, he's strong, he's a good guard. So I think they'll help us a lot. I think we kind of like playing the underdog role. We kind of like nothing being given to us, so it kind of motivates us. I know it definitely motivates me and TJ especially. So we just ready for the season and ready to get things started.
I think it's a mentality this year. Going on the trip overseas really helped us a lot, in the sense of just unity. You know what I mean? Everybody loves each other on this team, and it's just as closer than it's ever been. In the sense of just anybody's willing to do anything to help each other off the court, which I think really translates to on the court. Anybody's willing to take a charge. This year, everybody, we can space the floor more for offense this year. We have guys who, all 5 guys are elite shooters on the court at all times, and I think that kind of having those practices early has kind of gotten everybody kind of going in the right direction, and the freshmen aren't a little startled. They know what to expect, and they've approached it really well, and I think it's going to translate into the season. All those guys will be in the rotation this year. So what makes it great is, Kwesi being in the NCAA tournament has so much knowledge. He knows what it takes to be in the NCAA tournament. So he's kind of imparted that wisdom on us. And all of us are so receptive. The freshmen are the most receptive people I've met. They just take in all this knowledge. They absorb it. Nick, Buck, and Grant are always saying, yes, what can I do to get better? What can I do this? Nick's constantly in the gym. Grant's constantly asking questions. Just stuff like that. So when you have young guys who have the talent, are highly recruited, not come in with this big head, but come with an attitude like, I want to learn from my seniors. What can they do? They know what it takes. They know it's their senior year, and we can all come together. I think it makes it for a really special year. I have worked on my body. I've worked on my diet, stuff like that. I'm getting the gym more than I ever have in my career, but it's just more of just kind of being a leader and knowing who to talk to. Everybody, even Reggie Williams is in here sometimes working out, and I just ask him what are the little things he's done, to make the NBA and to like what he's been a leader at his level. At VMI, he was a huge leader. When he was playing in the D League, like he was a leader for that team. So I've always just asking guys that I've seen who have made it, kind of at what do they do? And it's all about talking to the guys in some way. You can yell at one guy and scream at one guy one way, and then need to kind of talk to someone, little softer in the other way. And it's nothing bad. It's just people's personality and people how they want to respond to that. So I think I've done a really good job of, because we're so close, we all know how we need to talk to someone. We know that if I need to really get on Kwesi about something, he's not going to get defensive. But if I need to, talk to one of the younger guys a certain way, they're understanding and receptive to the information. So it's all about just being a leader. That's the biggest thing I've kind of learned.